It's time for the One Bar and Lupaga Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupaga Show. And in today's episode, we're going to continue looking at every position in NFC North, ranking them. And today we are talking about the running back position. We're going to rank worst to first as far as teams in the NFC North, who has the best group of running backs, who has the worst. So like I said, we are starting with the worst. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the One Bar and Lupaga Show. Like the videos. We're here every damn day talking Vikings. So let's start with number 4. Who has the absolute worst crop of running backs in the NFC North? And this was actually tough to see who goes 4, who goes 3. But 4, and so far as in this little series of videos, the Bears have not been faring well. There will be positions, spoiler alert, that they will come out on top, but it's not going to be this one. Running back for the Bears, I'm sorry, they are ranked 4th. David Montgomery, third-round pick last year, showed some signs, but when you look at the overall numbers, he averaged a little over 3.5 yards a carry. I think it was 3.7 or something. I think better days are to come from him. I think he will be a force, but as of now, he's not. They still got 3. Cohen is that magical beast back there that can pretty much do it all. Very scary anytime this guy gets his hands on the ball. But when you look at their 1-2 punch, it's tough to not put them last. We will see what comes. Their offensive line hasn't done them much justice, so I'm not putting this all on the running backs. But right now, they are 4th. Their depth, really, not even going to mention it. Not a lot of real scary role players behind them. If one of those two goes down, they're in trouble. So Bears get number 4 in the running back. Number 3, and these guys weren't far off from getting that number 4 spot. It's the Detroit Lions. Yes, they got DeAndre Swift in round 2, a guy who is, something tells me, is going to be a pain in the Vikings' ass in the coming years. But as of now, he has yet to do anything. So I'm not going to give him a ton of love, but I am scared of him. DeAndre Swift, Kerryon Johnson, Bo Scarborough, Ty Johnson, very familiar names, but really a group that has not done much. Johnson hasn't lived up to his draft status. Either both of them haven't. And Bo Scarborough, as much as I love to watch that big bruiser at Alabama, he's a number 3 running back, maybe number 4 running back in the NFL. So we'll see. Like I said, Swift, something tells me in a year or two, when I do this again, the Lions will be maybe a notch up. But Lions are number 3. Now we get into the nitty-gritty 1 and 2. And this one is, it's off by a pube here. And I'm giving the Packers number 2. Aaron Jones doesn't get as much love as he should going into a year where he's going to be a free agent the next year. Jamal Williams, A.J. Dillon, the Packers took again. He has yet to do anything on the field, and really I'm still up at night confused why the Packers took A.J. Dillon, not only as early as they did, but the guys that were available to help Aaron Rodgers in the passing game, they opted for the big bruising A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon, I think, will be in that mold of what we saw with Eddie Lacy back in the day with the Packers, who just seemed to rip the Vikings a new one every time they played them. But Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, even when you get into the Dexter Williams and Aaron Jones, that is one hell of a running back group. I think when it comes to depth, the Packers probably take the cake. But wham, bam, number 1, let's get into it. Dalvin Cook. The reason the Vikings are number 1 is Dalvin Cook is one of the best in the league, no doubt. Aaron Jones is actually fairly closer than people think. And Alexander Mattison, what he showed as a rookie, he's going to be a great 1-2 punch with Cook. I don't need to get a ton into these running backs. We got Michael Boone. We got Amir Abdullah, Yippee. But Boone has been proven to come in a pinch and get some yards. So the Vikings, very top-heavy. Madison is good depth. But Vikings, if there's one running back group out of this whole NFC North that I want, it's these guys. And when you look at Madison, when you look at guys like A.J. Dillon, even possibly Jamal Williams, and then you look at like the Bears, it's tough to say that you wouldn't want those guys over really any of the Bears running backs. Just the way it is. So the Vikings and Packers, not only the best in the NFC North, but they have one of the best running back groups in the entire NFL. And overall, when you look at it, the NFC North is pretty damn good when it comes to running backs. If you wanted to really rank them just based off the player and not the team, I mean, you're going Dalvin Cook 1, you're going Aaron Jones 2, and then you throw in guys like DeAndre Swift, you throw in guys like A.J. Dillon that have yet to do anything but have some potential. Alexander Madison, I don't think is crazy to put in the top 5. I think Alexander Madison, David Montgomery are probably neck and neck. And honestly, I'd probably give the nod to Madison at this point. 3, Cohen. So very good group in the NFC North. But again, my rankings end with the Bears at 4, Lions at 3, Packers at 2, and the Vikings coming out at top as the number 1 best running back group in the NFC North. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we will be back tomorrow.